G'day crafty chums, and welcome to my channel. It's Nikki here, aka Car Cindy Cat's Life, and I thought I'd give you a different view today. Normally I'm down below in the forepeak there, squashed up amongst all my crafting gear, and but I thought I'd give you a little view of outside. This here is a yacht that's alongside on the other side of the pontoon from us, and she's a big yacht. She's bigger than us anyway. And she's what they call an island packet designed yacht, and her name is Island Dancer. She's for sale. If you want to buy a boat, she's for sale. She's got plenty more space than we have down below because she's bigger, and she's configured differently. Our boat here is called a centre cockpit boat, and that boat there is an aft cockpit boat. There aren't many that many centre cockpit boats around. I've got to be really careful how I say that. Yeah, most boats have the aft cockpit because it gives you more room down below. Centre cockpit boats take up a lot of the internal space, and so yeah, it makes the actual sizing of the boat feel smaller and appear smaller too. So what people say when they come on the boat is how small it is on the inside. It looks bigger than on the outside, you know. It's like some boats are like the TARDIS, small on the outside, big down below. We're the converse TARDIS. Oh. Small on the inside and big on the outside, I don't know, something like that anyway. Yeah, so I thought I'd come and give you a different view, just have a little bit of a chit chat. I've been at the mother-in-law's for the last couple of weeks, so I haven't actually done much crafting. That's what I did it all before I went, and then scheduled all my videos to come out while I was there, because of course she's been ill, and she was ill, and I was looking after her, and her daughters have been looking after her when I haven't been looking after her. So yeah, she's had the changing of the guard. Cup of tea, it's very nice. She's had the changing of the guard there, and her baby daughter. So the youngest daughter is with her now, and then we'll see whether after that, she's recovered enough to actually be on her own. She's got stronger every week. She's got stronger and stronger, but it's like she won't be the same as she was before she had the incident. And yeah, I'm not going to say what it is, because you know, illnesses, it's their illness, it's not mine. So yeah, so we've had a few health scares and things this month, and it hasn't been very pleasant. It's been quite upsetting, and you know, it's not just illnesses, it's health scares and things like that. So yeah, can you hear that helicopter? That's I don't know whether you can actually hear what I can hear, but that's a helicopter, and it's the Coast Guard, I think. Yeah, it's a Coast Guard one. So probably off to see some poor yacht or something. Hang on a sec. So yeah, I'm not even really sure what I'm doing, but I just wanted a quick word about bullying, bullying on the YouTube and that, and Facebook, and I saw another incident kick off over the weekend. I don't get involved. I'm totally against bullying, but I try not to get involved because sometimes when you get involved, you direct the attention away from yourself, away from that, and you find you get bullied yourself. So that's one of the reasons I don't like to get involved. But having said that, I won't stand for bullying. It's not nice. So yeah, I don't stand for it. The thing about bullying is that there are two sides to every story, and unless you know both sides, don't get involved. Don't choose sides, don't get involved. But if you do know both sides, and you can definitely see who the bullying is by not saying anything, what you're doing is you're condoning the bully. So unless you know the facts, keep out of it. you can support your friend or whatever and give them, as you know, much help and that as you can. But unless you know both sides, it's best not to wade in there. Even then when you know both sides, there's a little bit of 50-50, a bit grey here and a bit grey there. It's not all black and white. But yes, if you don't say anything about people bullying, then you're condoning the bullies. So, you know, bullies should be stood up to, but you should only do it if you're absolutely sure 100% of your facts. Otherwise you can end up in big bother yourself, and just actually make things worse. So yeah, so I saw it kick off again at the weekend, and this particular couple, that it kicks off between every now and again. I don't know both sides of the story. I only know one side has been told, and that because they put it out there everywhere and you can't help but see it. So yes. Yes, well, you know, man. Oh, I don't really want to say too much about it because I only know the one side. I know another side that's been told to me by someone else, but that's not the same as hearing it from the donkey's mouth. No, from the horse's mouth. Donkey's arse, horse's mouth. And never assume anything, because as you know, that makes an arse of you and me talking about donkey's arses. But anyway, so yes, if you know the both sides, don't condone the bullying. Stand up to bullies. Actually, that's what we should be doing, and not perpetuating hate or anything like that, but just saying no to the bully. No, 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 no. What you're doing is wrong. Don't do it. You don't have to be hateful. You don't have to be nasty about it. There are ways you can do it without making it personal. Because once you make it personal, then it's something different again. So yeah, stand up to bullies. Don't make it personal. Don't make it about I, me or you. Just state that whatever is happening is wrong. There are two sides to every story, and you know, shades of grey everywhere. 50 Shades of Grey everywhere. Not that I've read. Oh yeah, I have. I have read the trilogy actually. What a load of rubbish. Whatever floats your boat, I gotta say. Water floats my boat. I'd say one of the ferries had just gone by. You can see the boat starting to rock now as the wake goes by. I don't know whether it will start rolling, but we're just rocking. Rocking is different to rolling. You thought it was dance, but it's not. It's the movement of a boat. Rock and roll. It's not a music craze, it's how the boat moves. Rock and roll. So there you go. That's my little bit about bullies. Just say no. If you don't say no, you're condoning it and you're actually siding with the bully. So yes, just say no. Don't forget there are two sides to every story. 50 Shades of Grey, etc, etc. I don't want to lecture. Not very good at that. Because I can be quite straightforward myself and quite firm, and that comes across as aggressive sometimes. I don't mean to be aggressive. Sometimes when I state my point of view, I'm very firm about it. Very firm, and that can be seen as aggression, but it's not. I don't make it personal. So yeah, there's that. Can you see how it's rocking and rolling? It's the ferry. Yeah, sometimes I wonder how I actually managed to craft it all. With the movement of the boat and that, it's very, yeah, sometimes I have to have a really firm, steady hand. Got some paint on me from yesterday, don't know whether you can see it. I just finished my painting for my new Facebook group, which is a 12 months of mermaid challenge, and I'll put the link to that below, because yeah, I did the 29 painted faces. I enjoyed that so much I wanted to continue on with some painting, and so I decided to do the challenge, which is to draw paint. So whatever, in whatever form, one mermaid a month for 12 months, and you can start doing that anytime you want to. You can do more than one a month, but the challenge is to challenge yourself to continue on with something for a period of time, and I've chosen a 12-month period, so once a month for 12 months. And it's about staying the course. You know, we all start projects and then we give them up and stop and things. So this for me personally is, I did the 29 painted faces. I actually did 29 painted faces, did one every day, and so that was a challenge that I set myself to improve my painting skills of faces, and succeeded in doing that. And I decided to challenge myself again with Eleni, because she said she was quite you know, it was a shame to not do the painting anymore, but she didn't want to do one a day either, because that's quite a commitment especially for a lady who, you know, translates from another language, and she does her videos as instructions, where I just say come and see what I do and paint along with me or whatever. She actually does instructional videos, very, very good. I'll put her link up there in the corner there to her channel, so you can go and see and support her and subscribe to her. She doesn't have many subscribers yet, but believe me, she will, because she's that good. Yes, she is. So she's doing it with me. She's running the Facebook group with me. She's the other admin on the 12 Months of Mermaids challenge, and so yeah, come and join us in on that if you love mermaids in whatever form. I'm not saying just do painted one, just do drawing. You can do sculpt them, you can sew them, you can paint them, you can draw them, you can make cards with them, whatever. It's you know, for the love of mermaids. How can I not love mermaids being on the sea? So yeah, so there's that. And I'm also going to be starting up a swap group for the UK and Europe, and I'll also put a link for that below. It will be a slow start, because I don't expect people will join very quickly. It takes a while to get the groups going. So yeah, so I'll put the link to the swap group down below as well. We haven't done a swap yet. I'll be starting that in April. I'll put a swap up in April, and you can come into that one and join if you're in the UK or Europe. We're doing that to save on save on postage and that, because it does take, I want to do bigger swaps, you know, not just the, in International Crafters we try to keep the swaps quite flat and small to post, because we're an international group, and so you have to post small to keep the costs down. I want to do bigger projects, you know. I want to do journals and things like that as well, which will be a bigger package to send out. So sending overseas and that can be really expensive, but if it's in Europe or in the UK, it will be a lot cheaper. So that's the reasoning behind that one. It's not a split away from International Crafters, it's doing something else as well as International Crafters. So I'm running the going to be running the swap group with Josie Gito and Josie, sorry, she said it was a silent G, so a soft G, Gito, Josie Gito, maybe. Sorry Josie, I'm awful with names like that. So I'm running it with the help of Josie and with Anne-Marie Collins as admins as well, and so we're reforming that little group that we had before without Eileen, of course, because Eileen's in Canada, and this is just going to be Europe and UK, so that's the reason for that. It's not a split, still with the group. I'm just challenging myself to do more, actually. So there's that as well. Sorry. So yeah, so I hope you join me on the swaps there for Europe and the UK, and in the mermaid group as well as joining me on International Crafters also. So yeah, I'm still trying to find what sort of crafting I like to do, you know, so I'm doing different things all the time because I'm trying to find my niche. I'm still going to be making cards because I like making my cards. I do. But I just did an altered dress form canvas, which I really enjoy doing, so I might do some more of that a bit later on once my fingers are recovered from the burning. I think I might need a different glue gun, and the one I've got is just a cheap old one, and it's got quite a wide tip, so it puts out a really big bead of glue when you do it. If I'm going to do more of that, I will invest in a one of the small precision tip glue guns, just to help with that, I suppose. I suppose I won't burn myself so much if there's not so much glue around, but that was quite painful. Still do my ATCs because I love my ATCs. I'll do compact discs too because I like altering compact discs. Bought a shed load of lace while after my mother-in-law. I'll bleep that one out. Stop that. While I was looking after my mother-in-law, I bought a shed load of lace too. I'm not telling you where I live. No. So yeah, because I'm going to do more altar projects and go a bit shabby, maybe. I quite like shabby stuff, I think. You know, lace and that's pretty. Going to use it. So yeah, I'm still trying to find my niche, my corner of my my art. Love my paintings, not very good at it yet, but you know, as with all things, the more you do, the better you get, and the more you find your style as well. So it's okay to start with copying someone else's style till you get the hang of it, and then you need to make it your own. You really do, otherwise otherwise just spend your life copying and not being innovative. I'm looking because there's a yacht that's going to come by in a minute. He's just going out. I thought it looks like they're going to come out backwards. They're going to reverse out, I think. Either that or they're just moving places. But looks like they're going to be just swapping where they'll know he's coming out. Oh yeah, he's going to reverse out. You'll see him reversing out in a minute. Don't know whether you can actually hear the engine from there. He's just coming out backwards, showing off. Yeah, there you go, he's starting to come into shot now. There you go, he's just coming out backwards. Don't know whether you can see the mast there, just coming out. There you go. It's a bit of action for you. That's why I like being up here as well rather than down below, because I don't see what's going on. It's warmer today. Normally it's too cold to come and craft up here, even though I do have a heater right by the side of me. I have a little fan heater up here. It's not on at the moment because it's actually warmed up a bit today. So when it's warmed up a bit, it's actually nicer to be up here. I know I'm a little bit in the shadow because the light's just over there, and I've got a curtain up that side which gives me a bit more privacy from the boats that are that side of me. So, and I keep this side open so I can see what's going on because I'm a nosy neighbour. I'm a nosy neighbour, I am. I like to have a good rubberneck, as they say. See what's going on. So yeah, I think that's about all I have to chit chat about, really. I just thought I'd come on and do the Vloggity vlog. I don't have much humour in me today because I'm a bit tired. I haven't been sleeping very well, but that's to do with menopause than anything else. You know, ladies who are going through menopause, you'll know what I'm talking about. Very difficult to sleep some nights, so yeah. I could do a whole thing on menopause, but I'm not going to, because it will just be one big whinge about how awful my life is in menopause. No! Don't want to put you off. But I tell you, getting old sucks. Really does. Suck. Suckety suckety suck. Yeah. And I don't like my videos to be moaning videos, so I won't even bother. But hopefully we'll get our over the next couple of weeks we're getting our mast and the rigging put on the boat, because we don't have it on. I mean, here by the side of me here, I'll just show you there, this is all the sails off the boat. This is the foresail, this is the mainsail there, and that's our storm jib there. We don't have any of the sails up on the boat at the moment because we don't have a mast up, because that's being serviced and repaired. We're having all the rigging replaced as well, which holds the mast up. There's the metal wires that come off the mast that hold them up. That's called the rigging, standing rigging. And we've got the roller furler off on the front because that needed some parts replaced on it as well. So that's all off. It's cost a shed load of money, a lot of hassle. We had someone, we've actually got our mast on the quay over there, and it's on the supports and that, and there are a whole load of them around there, and it's like in a car park area that are people coming to going to and from the boats and that, and an event centre there. And while we were in New Zealand, someone reversed their car into our mast, broke bits off the mast and all sorts. And it wasn't until when we came back we went to check on the mast to make sure everything was okay, and oh my god, someone's reversed into our mast and broken all these bits on it, so I have to have that replaced too. And you know what, they never even stopped and said anything, they just hit and run in the car park. Ah, man. People, I tell you, some people, you know, it's just little things, dishonesty, it's costing us, we didn't do it. I mean, there's like cones all round it's a cordoned off area that no one's supposed to go in, and you know, and they reversed their car into our mast. Joy, deep joy. But anyway, next couple of weeks the mast should be back on the boat, get the rigging up, and then towards the end of April, beginning of May, we're going back to Jersey. So we're sailing back to Jersey, which will mean from here we go over to France, then from France probably to Guernsey, and then Guernsey to Jersey. We have to do it like that in little stages because of the tides that come through the channel. The English Channel is a notorious tidal area, and our little boat isn't man enough, strong enough, big enough, powerful enough to get through the tides all in one go. So we have some of the strongest tides in the world that come through this area, and yeah, you have to be really cautious, you have to know your boat, you have to be able to sail, you have to understand the tidal streams and everything else, and to make it a safe crossing. Coming around the Cap de la Hague by France, it squeezes in through there, and not Jersey, Guernsey, and the other one, Alderney. It's called the Alderney race, and you can actually be swept backwards trying to get, if you hit the Alderney race at the wrong tide, it's called the gate, the Alderney gate, at the wrong time, you will just get swept backwards faster than you can go forward. If we've been caught in the race before, which is called stemming the tide, and what you do is you don't quite have enough momentum to get through, so what you do is you put on full power with your engine and you just stay there, so you don't lose mileage and ground by going backwards again. You just stay there, and you stem the tide, and you stay till the tide turns and shoots you through the race. And we've done that once or twice, but it's not fun. And the reason that we've done that is when we come across the Atlantic, you don't really get that. You can't plan it as such to be at that point at a certain time of day, because you just come across the Atlantic, man. You've come across the Atlantic, and you're going to be there at whatever time you're going to be there, and hopefully you don't get there at a point where it takes you backwards, but you can just stem the tide and stay where you are and then go forward when the tide turns. But our boat doesn't go fast enough to be able to get through the race under its own steam. It's, you know, if the tide's against you, we can't make it through at all. We just go backwards. If we're lucky, we'll hit it just as it's ebbing, and we stay where we are and then move with it. So so we have to do it in chunks. It takes 16 hours for us to get across channel from the Isle of Wight, where we are here, to France. Cherbourg in France takes us 16 hours from Woe to go, and we subscribe a lazy S as we're going. The tide goes 6 hours that way, 6 hours that way, and then it'll go that way, but hopefully we're actually in the little bowl that Cherbourg sits in, and for the last couple of hours, so we don't get swept sideways. And we have to come through with the big ships crossing as well, and you have to cross that at 90-degree angles, the shipping lanes, and they're really some of the busiest shipping lanes in the world that way, you know, and you have to cross it 90-degree angles. It goes that way, that way, that way, that way for hours, and then you cross that bit and you're in the middle bit, then you go again and it comes that way, that way, that way. It's like being on a big huge motorway but with ships, because they go on the okay, so the battery just went flat and I've just recharged it just a little bit to finish off the vlog. That must have been a really big hint for me to shut up. Shut up and get on with it. So yeah, so I don't even know what I was saying before, but it was something to do with the Alderney race and at Cap de la Hague, and how difficult it is to get through, and how you got to time it right, and how our boat only does 5 nautical miles an hour planning speed. Sometimes it goes faster than that, but not very often. She's a steel boat, she's heavy, she's a motor sailor, which means she neither sails to the best advantage nor motors to the best advantage. So, you know, so we're a slow yacht to go, and that's reflected in our planning speed of 5 nautical miles an hour, which means that we only actually sail at 5 miles an hour, which means that I can actually run faster than the boat can sail. There you go. I'd be faster doing it running. But anyway, so there's that, and I think I don't have a lot to say now. There's as you can see, we're moving about quite a bit as we're just starting to come down the tide again, and it's Friday. There are lots of boats getting ready to go out because it's going to be a good sailing weekend, I think, you know, but we'd still need our mast on the boat to go sailing. I think there's one coming, might be a bit small, you might not be able to see it, it's just passing by now. The reflection is bad for me, and in the camera it looks like you can't see, so I don't know whether you can or you can't. So anyway, I've got to say goodbye for now, and thanks for joining my channel and watching. As you can see, people walking by too. Hello, hello, good day. So that's people walking by to and from their boats because they're getting ready to go out for the weekend. And so yes, time for me to say goodbye. Thanks for joining me for this vlog. Hope you enjoyed it. See you again soon, and don't forget, it's a cat's life. Bye.